So in this video I want to show you how I'm going to create some lights for this aquarium. The issue really is, as you can see, it's a pretty sealed aquarium, which means that the lights get extremely wet from the condensation. Effectively they're like underwater lights, so you've got to waterproof them and everything else. So I'll show you how I've gone around to fix this and then show you the end result. Okay, so I've been trying to get waterproof lights for our aquarium, and it's been a bit of a nightmare trying to get something that actually works. So I waterproofed the strip lights, the 80 centimeters T5 LED lights. As you can see, these were basically clear coated and this was in silicone. But as you can see, after about 6 months, it started actually deteriorating and it started flickering. So I've given up on that idea. Now, the next thing we're going to try and do is look at these. These are waterproof LED strips. And the good thing about this is obviously you don't have to really do anything. You just basically mount them and off you go. So we're going to try this. The way I want to try and actually get the right amount of light is use white strips here, which are basically 1 meter in length, 1 meter in length. That gives you approximately 20 watts of white LEDs. And then I've got some blue LEDs here. Again, 1 meter gives you another 20 watts of those. Now, to run these, we use one of these things. This is, it's actually, believe it or not, a transformer. So basically it takes you from 240 volts to the LED volts. And then you basically plug it into the end and off you go. So that's the plan. Okay, just having a quick look in a bit more detail on these lights. You can see there are 3 LED lights in each of those strips. And then basically there's a 240 volt rail here. My plan is to connect these rails together, okay, and then connect these two rails and these two rails together, and that will allow me to switch these on at one time and these on at one time. Okay, the next challenge is to actually work out how to mount this. So the way I've approached this is basically we're going to use a little bit of double-sided foam tape underneath these plastic strips and use cable ties to tie them together. Then these things will actually attach to the aquarium lid, and then basically that will be sufficient. So we're going to do that from all the way down the strip up here, and on this point up here we will terminate all the connections to the transformer. Okay, as you can see, we've put the cable ties in, which makes the stands very tight, as you can see here. Now we just need to finish off, wire up and put it onto the aquarium. So basically what I've done here is I've wired up the electricity's coming from here, goes into 3 separate bridge rectifiers, which will be connected to 3 strips. The idea being I can control at least these strips here individually by 2 rectifiers, and these are connected in series, which means that I'll use this particular rectifier to connect to the blues. Now there's a few things that's quite difficult or important to work out. See, if you notice here, I've tried to mark up the polarity of each of these strips. It's really not very easy to tell which line is positive, which line is negative. So a bit of trial and error is required. As you can see here, this one, this is positive. So in the actual adapter here, as you'll notice, there's 2 wires that come out of it. So it's 200 volts DC coming out of these 2 wires. Blue one being the negative, and this brown color, actually if I take the heat shrink off, you'll see it's brown, is the positive. So we will connect it like this, and we'll have another one down here and another one down here. So that's how I'm going to connect it, and that will basically complete the circuit. Okay, and here's the final result. I've just fitted the lights on top of the aquarium. Let's turn on light 1. Okay, as you can see, light 1 is on. Everything seems fine. The flickering is actually the water as opposed to the light. And let's put on light 2. Okay, makes it a little bit brighter, so that's both of them on. Now what we can do is switch the 2 lights off, and let's turn on the blue light. And there we go, and that's both of the blue strips on. As you can see, it seems to work fine. I have a little Raspberry Pi box which controls all this, but you know, you can do whatever you like. Okay, thanks.